3 tips plus a bonus one if you stick around to the end on how you can better talk to the camera. How do you talk to the camera? What am I doing right now that makes it work for some people? Maybe some people don't believe I'm very good at talking to the camera, but I personally believe that I've got fairly good at it. And I've put down 3 tips that I think you can use that will help you actually in order to better improve the ability you have and maybe feel more natural doing it and just become more comfortable with the camera and with yourself. Because let's remember, this thing that you're speaking to is not real. It's like, it's mechanical, it's glass and plastic and metal, and it's not like talking to a human where you get an instant response. I'm literally just speaking to this mechanical eye. And that eye is actually quite important because that's what allows you to see into my eyes. So the very first thing I'm going to suggest is that if you're speaking to camera, and this is tip 1, is that you concentrate and you focus in on that eye. Try and see it in the middle of your camera. Have a look, play around with it. Take it in. Because most people, when they're actually speaking to the camera, have a little a little viewer at the side of the camera like this. And some people want to check themselves, and I do it from time to time too, just to make sure I'm in focus and I'm in the screen. But if you continue to look at yourself as you're speaking, you seem to alienate the people over here, that's you, because you're not actually allowing them to see into your eyes. So this is quite a classic one, unless you're an actor, in which case you don't want to look into the camera because you want people to view you as if they're not actually there. They're looking into your lives. But for this, I'm sharing, I'm talking to you. So I really need to give it to you and not look at myself and not look at anything else. But it's fine because when people talk to each other, they don't necessarily always stay staring, looking at the eyes of the other person all the time, because that's a bit weird. If someone was talking to you and just staring at you constantly, it freaks you out a bit, doesn't it? And it's a bit too much. So sometimes when people think their eyes divert to different areas, they might want to look what's going on over here, you know, and you might think like this, and that's fine, as long as the energy is focused more towards this thing in the middle. Which brings me on to number 2. That is, the camera, you have to start imagining, is a person, because not only are you directing it to that, it's one person, okay? Just one person you're speaking to. I am speaking to you. Even though occasionally I say guys, because I know I'm speaking to many people, it's usually only one person watching. So that one person right now is you. I'd like to know who you are. Why don't you leave a comment and say hi? Because not enough people are leaving comments, and YouTube are telling me off for not being good enough on this. So, oh yeah, also subscribe and hit the like and notification button. And if you share this video, you will be thanked by me in another video, all right? But anyway, here's the thing, right? I am just speaking to you, one person. People get a little bit nervous around the idea of the internet and the possibility of millions of people, billions of people looking at them, and can get a bit of stage fright even on camera. You need to narrow that down, and you need to make it more personable, and remember that you're just speaking to one person. One person. I, Darren, am speaking to you right now, all right? Do you buy that? Do you believe that? Does that work for you? Because if so, you can start using that yourself, and you can start practicing with that idea. It's one person. And you might not know who the person is. So you could use a friend or a family member or someone famous or someone you like, or even, you know, a sibling or yourself. Imagine you're talking to yourself. But you've got to look into the center of the camera. That is someone's eye, and you need to create an image of a person behind that. Okay, and if you do that, then you're able to present yourself to that one person. It makes it a lot more intimate and personal, and it also makes it easier for you to concentrate on there being a real connection to make, as opposed to it being a mechanical machine. Do you see what I mean? So it makes it a bit more human, and that's really important, because being human is what we are, and sharing our humanity is something we shouldn't be nervous about. So we need to just pretend that it is a human we're talking to, because at the end of the day, it is. You're human, right? Good. If you're human, leave a comment in the box below. Great. So remember, I've got a bonus tip coming after this next tip, and this bonus tip is actually quite important for your delivery, but I'm going to give you tip 3 first. And tip 3 is focusing your energy. And again, I've talked about trying to speak as if you're talking to someone and make it personable. I've also told you to look into the lens, but I want you to talk about, I want you to consider energy. Where you send your energy. For example, when you're in a room with people or you're in a certain environment, maybe you're giving a workshop presentation, maybe you're on stage, whatever it is, there's an energy that you share because you're opening up and you have to become slightly bigger in order to reach more people, and you might have to even articulate clearer and more precise and even raise your voice and start to project. But for the camera, we are zooming in. This energy, we try to take it from where we are and narrow it down. That's another good focus point, and it's another good thing for you to think about if you can't imagine that it's quite a person behind there. Is to zoom your energy. Vroom. You can actually, some people say this, that you can imagine you have a beam of light from your mouth and a beam of light from your eyes, and all three are going through there. So you're trying to direct energy through your eyes and your mouth, vroom, into this small spot in the center right there. And so when you direct your energy there, something happens. When you can consider that you're not open out like this, you are coming in and forward and focused and direct to the person you're speaking to. That will help you direct how to be and how to be on the camera. So you can be big and brash, but you've got to remember that it's going into this smaller zone. So that is a little tip for you. Hopefully that's useful. One of those 3 should be able to give you a better advantage when you're speaking to the camera and become more personable. But this bonus tip now, I said there was going to be one. And again, like I said, I'm getting prompts from the algorithm machine, which is YouTube, to get you guys to actually hit the notifications bell, comment, share, like if you do. If it's giving you value, then, you know, really, it helps me if you comment and introduce yourself and keep the conversation flowing, because I'm here to help you. I want to know what videos you want that I can help you more with so I can grow, which means I can reach more people, which means that the algorithm will love me and YouTube might send me a plaque if I get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm nearly at 50. We're going to do it before Christmas, and we're going to have a special Christmas bonus party pack. I might even do a live thing when I hit 50. Something's going to happen when I hit 50. I might do some discounts on my courses. Actually, I will do some discounts on my courses, so that's worth sticking around for, right? Anyway, I promised you a bonus tip, and this bonus tip is we've kind of gone through it a bit, but it's because the microphone on the camera is a different beast, if you like, than the kind of microphones people wear on stage or actually having to present yourself. Some people worry about they're not articulating clear enough, but the camera and the microphone on the camera don't necessarily like over-articulation. It somehow seems false and weird. I can't really explain it, but when I start to speak clearly and articulately and with the kind of pauses that I would use live, it sounds a little on the camera like I'm being, like I'm talking down to people. And it sounds a little like I can't be trusted. It sounds false and misleading and somehow like I'm trying too hard. And so I wouldn't, like with articulation specifically, my bonus tip is this: don't over-articulate. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Don't over-articulate. Don't over-articulate. Don't over-articulate. Can you hear the differences there? One is not so necessary. Being cool, calm and collected and relaxed is so much more important. Even though you're focusing your energy and you can bring your energy, you just don't need to articulate so much. People will understand you, and if you over-articulate, people might not trust you so much. It's different, I guess, because I've got people from all over the world watching this channel, and I realise some people might not understand my accent, but believe you me, it's people make the effort to trust and listen to you when you are relaxed and just speaking naturally, as opposed to trying to present yourself too well. But that is my own personal opinion. And it's a tip though for people making a YouTube channel, so they don't sound so sterile and so they don't sound so false and over-read, and it becomes more natural. Because people, again, it comes back to being human, and people want to watch a human, right? Do you want to see me be human, or do you want to see a robot? That's all I'm saying. Hey, anyway, thank you so much. You, yes, you who's going to leave a comment saying how much you would like to see me do a video on such and such or so and so. And I will see if I can actually just do that for you. All right? Just for you though. No one else, just you. You, right there, sitting there watching me. All right? This is Improve Your Voice. My name is Darren McStay. And until the next time, look after your voice.